Hi, Tim from Fair Play now, and it's 4th of Jan 2021, and what a grey, dreary, rainy, cold old day it is, and first day back at work really properly for many people. I suppose in this day and age, the fortunate people who have actually got work and jobs to go back to. And yeah, but it's still a little bit depressing, you know, those January blues, made even worse this year, of course, especially as there's all this talk about yet another national lockdown. Yeah, that's really going to work when we've just came out of one early December, sort of not even a month ago really yet. But there's no telling these people, you know, these people just seem to think endless lockdowns are the answer, or at least what they want. Of course, they're using the excuse of this sort of dreadful new strain has come about. Oh, we've got to, you know, it's so contagious, everybody's getting it. I reckon it's probably just your normal sort of seasonal sort of viruses, I'd have thought. But anyway, there's just no telling these people, is there really? All very depressing. We're just going to have to wait and see what transpires. And I went into town just to pay a little bit of money into the bank this morning, and yeah, there seems to be a lot more people walking around the streets in masks as well. And even just sort of a month or two ago, it was, you know, probably 10-20% of people wore masks and the rest of the people didn't in town. Now it's pretty much the other way around, you know, about 80-90%. Although I am hoping it's kind of A, because it's cold and they just sort of keep the mask on just to keep the face a little bit warm, and B, maybe they're just, because this is right in the town centre, yeah, maybe they just keep it on thinking they're going to go into sort of 2 or 3 shops, and yeah, there's no point in taking the mask off in the meantime, so let's just hope that's the reason. Yeah, it's all looking a bit gloomy and all the rest of it. Who knows when this is going to end? They just don't seem to want it to end, do they? And I think it's going to be up to us to make it end, really. We need to wake up more and more people. And I'm starting to not wear masks anymore. I know I could have said I'm exempt, but you know, unlike all the people running this country, so the politicians and media and all the rest of it, I am actually honest. I'm sort of kind of, you know, honest as the day is long, really. So I don't really want to say I'm exempt when I'm not. You know, there's no medical reason why I'd be exempt, so I don't feel that's right for me to do that. But having said that, you know, we need to start fighting back somehow. And a really good tip I heard just the other day from, I don't know who the guy was, but he said, have a mask in your pocket, go into these places, like I did with the bank this morning, not wearing a mask. And if you're challenged by anyone, especially if they're starting to get, you know, sort of pretty irate about it, then sort of just, I don't know, shrug and go, oh okay, and put your mask on, and maybe take it off again as soon as they sort of go away. Although I've got to say, I wasn't challenged in the bank at all, and I haven't been challenged since doing this sort of tactic, which I've been doing for a few days now. So it's just little things of protest like that, because I think if you go into somewhere without a mask, hopefully it will start making other people think, well, you know, if he's not wearing a mask, you know, why should I? And then it's a snowball thing, isn't it, after that? And more people will hopefully just wake up and rebel, you know, in little ways like that. I think that's the only avenue open, really, isn't it? But anyway, I thought I'd just end the video today with a little electrician's tip. I actually still went and did a job this morning, a sort of socket not working, the one that supplied the fridge freezer. So I had to sort of drag this great big American fridge freezer out to get to the thing. No power. But what a lot of people don't realise, and it's the same with lights as well, a lot of these sockets and light points are actually supplied via what we call sort of an isolation point or a fuse spur, and it's worth checking that if you find just one or two sockets aren't working or one or two lights aren't working but everything else is, just check that there's not an isolation switch anywhere or a fuse connection unit, fuse spur. And because this was the case today, there's an isolation point and it was nowhere near the fridge. It was all the way down the other end of the kitchen behind the blimmin' microwave, so it's hidden. And after a fair old bit of head scratching and searching around, I found this thing and just switched back on, and hey presto, the socket was working again. So if you're ever sort of in that position, just have a little check around. And sometimes these isolation switches are well hidden, so you might have to search around a bit. And sometimes they've got fuses inside as well. There's a little cover next to the switch which you sort of pull out with a screwdriver, and there's a fuse in there, so just make sure that's not blown and you know, replace it if it is. And it may well just save you an electrician's call out charge. So yeah, just a little tip just to end things on a bit more of a positive note today. Anyway, I'll leave it there for now. I might actually do another video later on, especially if Boris Blimmin Johnson announces another national lockdown. But I'll leave it there for now. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.